Hello friends, in the previous lecture we have seen examples on two-phase method. Today we are going to see more example to get the ideas clear. So consider the example by two-phase method. Solve the LPP by two-phase method. Maximum Z is equal to 3x plus 5y subject to constraints x minus 2y less than or is equal to 6, x less than or is equal to 10, y greater than or is equal to 1, xy greater than or equal to 0. To solve the LPP by two-phase method, we consider firstly phase 1. So write down the inequalities in standard form. We get x minus 2y plus s1 is equal to 6, x plus s2 equal to 10, y minus s3 plus r1 equal to 1, x, y, s1, s2, s3, r1 all greater than or equal to 0. Because there is only one artificial variable, objective function is minimum r is equal to r1. Now n, that is number of variables, equal to 6, m, that is number of equations, equal to 3. Therefore put n minus m, that is 6 minus 3, that is 3 variables, equal to 0. So we put x, y and s3 equal to 0. So put x equal to y equal to s3 equal to 0. We get basic solution s1 is equal to 6, s2 is equal to 10 and r1 is equal to 1. This is basic solution. Once we get basic solution, we will find the value of r1 from this equation because it comes in objective function. So from equation 1, r1 is equal to 1 minus y plus s3 and therefore new objective function, that is new r row, becomes r minus r1 equal to 0, that is r minus 1 minus y plus s3 is equal to 0, that is r minus 1 plus y minus s3 equal to 0, or r plus y minus s3 is equal to 1. So this is new objective functions. Once we get new objective function, we will consider the simplex table. Therefore the first column, that is iteration number and operations, what we are going to do. The second column is basic variables. Then all the variables which are present, that is x, y, s1, s2, s3, r1. The solution, and lastly minimum non-negative ratio. See the first basic variable r, y1, s3 minus 1 equal to 1. The next basic variable are s1, s2 and r1. s1, s2 and r1 having values 6, 10 and 1. The first row gives 1 minus 2, 1, 0, 0, 0. Second row gives 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 10. And the third row is 0, 1, minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. Now see, because our problem is minimum, we want most positive and most positive is 1. So we have this as pivot column. This is most positive. So start with solution upon y, that is pivot column. 6 upon minus 2. So we don't take this ratio because it is negative. We also don't take this ratio because it is infinity, 10 by something. We want minimum non-negative. So we have 1 upon 1. That is 1. Minimum is 1. And therefore R1 leaves and Y enters. The pivot element comes to be 1. So in the next table, in second table, we have R is as it is. R1 leaves the solution. S1 as it is, S2 as it is, and instead of R1 now Y comes. So Y enters in the solution and R1 leaves the solution. Because this is 1, there is no need to do operation on this line, it is already 1. So this line remains as it is. We have to only make these two elements to be 0. So new R row becomes R minus Y row and new S1 row becomes S1 plus 2 times Y row. So S2 row also remains as it is because it already contains 0 element in that column. So it remains as it is. Now see the first. R minus this Y dash row. So R 0 minus 0 0, 1 minus 1 0, 0 0, minus 1 minus minus plus 1 0 and 1 minus 1 0. Then S1 plus 2Y dash. So this row plus 2 times this row. S1 plus 2Y dash. 1, 0, 1, 0 plus 2 times gives minus 2 and 6 plus 2 times, that is 8. Now observe that minimum R is 0 and all artificial variables leave the solution. This implies that we can proceed to phase 2. So in phase 2, we will take original objective function, but the feasible solution obtained in phase 1 as the basic feasible solution for phase 2. So what is our phase 2 now? Maximum z is equal to 3x plus 5y subject to constraints. The solution is from here. The first row is x plus s1 minus x plus s1 minus 2 s3 is equal to 8. The second row gives x plus s2 equal to 10. Third row gives y minus s3 equal to 1. All the variables x, y, s1, s2, s3 greater than or equal to 0. So this is new LPP. We have n, that is number of variables, 5, m, that is number of equations, 3. So put n minus m, that is 5 minus 3, that is 2 variables equal to 0. So we put non-basic variables. Observe that S1, S2, Y are basic variables. So don't put them to be 0. Put non-basic variables to be 0 and non-basic variables are X and S3. So put X is equal to S3 is equal to 0 because S1, S2 and Y are basic variables. So we put X and S3 equal to 0. Putting x equal to 0 and s3 is equal to 0, we get s1 is equal to 8. Similarly, s2 is equal to 10 and y is equal to 1. So this is basic solution. Because our function, maximum function has y value, so we will find the value of y from this equation. So from equation 2, we have y is equal to 1 plus s3. We only find the value of y because y gives the basic solution and it also appears in objective function. So find the value of y. Y is equal to 1 plus s3. So put new z row. What is new objective function? That is new z row is z minus 3x minus 5y equal to 0. That is z minus 3x minus 5 into bracket 1 plus s3 equal to 0. Z minus 3x minus 5 minus 5s3 equal to 0. So z minus 3x minus 5s3 equal to 5. So this is new objective function. Once we get new objective function, we will prepare the simplex table for that. So consider the simplex table. Now there are 5 variables x, y, s1, s2 and s3, solution and minimum non-negative ratio. So observe the basic variable. So in the first table z minus 3, 0, 0 minus 5 s3 equal to 5. There are basic variables s1, s2 and y having values 8, 10 and 1. The first row gives 1, 0, 1 minus 2 equal to 8. The second row gives 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. And the third row gives 0, 1, 0, 0 minus 1. Because the problem is maximization, we want most negative and most negative is minus 5. So this is most negative, means that the key column is S3 and divide solution by S3. But observe that the elements in this column of pivot column are all negative or 0. So we are not able to find minimum non-negative ratio. Whenever the column, pivot column contains all the entries which are either 0 or negative, we can't find the minimum non-negative ratio, and whenever minimum non-negative ratio cannot be found, that LPP is always unbounded. So this LPP is unbounded LPP, and therefore since minimum non-negative ratio cannot be found, this implies that the LPP has unbounded solution. So because minimum non-negative ratio cannot be obtained, we conclude that this LPP has unbounded solution. Now if you observe the same example graphically, see that the first one, see graphically what we will get. The first equation is x minus 2y is equal to 6. X minus 2y is equal to 6 means when x is 0, y is equal to minus 3. The first point comes to be 0 minus 3. And when y is 0, x is equal to 6. The second point comes to be 6, 0. If you see the second constraint, we have x is equal to 10. And the third constraint, we have y is equal to 1. if you plot the graph, observe that I will take the scale 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 on this side, minus 2, minus 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, minus 2, minus 4. The first point is 0, minus 3, that is this point A, 0, minus 3, 6, 0 is B point. So this is the first line. Which region is required? Observe here, if you put here 0, 0, 0 is less than 6, inequality is satisfied, so we want origin side, and therefore we require this region, origin side, which contains the origin. So we have this as the feasible region for first. Second, x equal to 10, x equal to 10, that is this line. X is equal to 10, but x is less than 10, so if you put 0 it gets satisfied, and therefore we require side on this region. And the third one, y greater than or equal to 1, that is this line, y equal to 1, greater than means the portion above that, so we want the region above this. So which is feasible region? This total is feasible region. So this is unbounded feasible region. Observe that the function is 3x plus 5y, objective function. So as x and y increases, the value of z increases indefinitely, means that this LPP has unbounded solution. So the feasible region is also unbounded, and as the objective function suggests that increasing the values of x and y, z increases indefinitely, means that that LPP has unbounded solution. Enough for the day. Thank you.